Yo, what's up guys, I'm Terrace and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to increase your drop rate in God of War 2 so that you can get more drops when you're killing Vindicta, Gregorovic, Helwyr, or the Twin Furies. So without further ado, let's get started. To start off, let's take a look at the drop rates. Everyone starts with a drop rate of 1 in 512 for the main drops. This includes all the crests, the weapons, and the dormant Anima core armor. The drop rate for all of these can be increased 4 times to 1 in 448, 1 in 384, 1 in 320, and finally 1 in 256 being the max drop rate. The drop rate for the essence starts at 1 in 128 and can be brought down to 1 in 64. Finally, the pets aren't affected by this method. The only thing that can increase the drop rate is the kill count and hitting those thresholds just as you would with any other boss. Now let's take a look at how to actually increase that drop rate. God of War 2 has a reputation system which has different rewards, including the increased drop rate at bosses. Reputation is independent for each faction and maxes out at 5,000. This means you're gonna have to cap out every faction individually in order to get the increased drop rate at every single boss. You can check your current reputation by hovering over the symbols in the kill count interface or going to the center of God of War 2 and speaking to the generals. Some of the more notable rewards include 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100% increased drop rate at 100, 1000, 3500, and 5000 reputation. You also unlock the ability to use the respective faction invention components at 2500 reputation. And at 4500 you unlock the ability to go into the boss with 50% less kill count. Some of the invention components you can unlock are better than others, but they all have their uses. Saren reputation will unlock Sewer components, which will allow you to use Planet Feet, which is a must for range and mage. Zero's reputation will unlock Ilujankan components, which are used for Aftershock, which is a best in slot perk for damage. Reputation for Sliska will unlock you Shadow components, which are used for Karaming, which is really good with greater ricochet. And finally, Zamorak reputation will unlock Averting components, which are used for lunging. Lastly, before we get into the methods for obtaining reputation, I want to talk about Unexpected Diplomacy. This is an archaeology relic which only requires level 25 that increases all reputation gain by 10%. If you're working towards maxing out those factions, I would definitely recommend using this relic. Okay, now let's talk about how to actually get reputation. There are 4 methods of gaining reputation in God of War 2. First one is by killing bosses, second one is by using ingression fragments, the third one is by completing FENG'S bounties, and the fourth one is by redeeming an anima crystal. The first kill of each of the 4 generals will grant 50 reputation to every other faction. That means if you go and kill Vindicta for the first time, you're gonna get 50 reputation for Sliska, Zamorak, and Zaren. The same thing applies for kills in challenge mode, except instead of 50 reputation, you're gonna get 100. So by killing each general once in normal mode and challenge mode, you're gonna get 450 reputation for every faction. This can be increased to 495 reputation if using the archaeology relic. And also every time you kill a boss, it'll drop 1 or 2 seals for that faction. These seals can be traded in for 5 reputation at any other faction, which is not the one you killed. This last method can grant you 2 to 400 reputation per hour depending on your kill speeds. The second method of obtaining reputation is by using ingression fragments. These fragments are dropped by monsters inside of God of War 2, and they're used to summon reinforcements. You can use them on any faction you want, and using 100 of them grants 5 reputation, while using 250 of them grants 15 reputation. I don't recommend camping the monsters inside of God of War 2 as a method of gaining rep, but do make sure you pick them up while you're getting kill count and save them up so that you can use them and get reputation on the faction of your choice. FENG'S bounties are actually a really good thing to do in order to gain reputation. You can find FENG in the middle of God of War 2 and get a bounty by right clicking on him and hitting bounty. The faction you picked and the faction he gave you as a bounty are indicated in the kill count interface with a blue and red background. You can select what faction you want rep on and it will grant you 150 rep per bounty completed. FENG will ask you to kill 100 minions of any of the other 3 factions that you didn't pick, and bosses count as 25. So by killing the right boss only 4 times you can complete the bounty. This is a daily activity, so you will only get 1 bounty per day, but you can hold up to 5 bounties in total. So my recommendation is to save them up and do them every 5 days, gaining a total of 750 per reputation on a faction of your choice. If you get a bounty for a boss that you can't or don't want to do, you can cancel it, but it will use up one of your bounties. As the final method of gaining reputation in God of War 2, we have the Anima Crystal. Using it grants 500 reputation on a faction of your choice. This isn't an item you can farm, it's rarely obtained but from very specific locations. You can get it as a drop from the Motherlode Maw in Prith, from a metamorphic geode which can be obtained by mining. You get one as a reward from the quest Tales of the God Wars. And finally, you can buy it from the traveling merchant in the Deep Sea Fishing Hub for 150k, which I really recommend you do every time it's on the store. From the day I'm making this video, the next times it's gonna be on the traveling merchant shop is gonna be the 20th and 27th of February and the 1st of March. I will leave a link in the description to the future shop of the traveling merchant, so whenever you're watching this video you can click on that and see when it's gonna be in the shop again. Finally, I have some tips for getting the reputation as efficiently as possible. First off, kill every boss once in regular and challenge mode. Buy anima crystals from the merchant every time they're in the shop, and also complete Tales of the God Wars for your free anima crystal. Take the time to do the bounties every 5 days, this is the quickest way to get to 5000 reputation. If you can, cap one faction and then camp it for seals. I recommend you cap something like Vindicta or Helwyr first, since they're some of the easier bosses that have expensive drops. And finally, if you're gonna camp a boss for seals without having 5000 reputations, I recommend you do the Twin Furies. This is because they're the easiest to do, their drops aren't too expensive so you're not missing out on a lot of money if you don't have increased drop rate. Their essences, which are the most common drop, are relatively expensive, and they also have 2 pets, which means you're more likely to get one, increasing the hype and keeping you motivated. Anyways guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed, and good luck with getting drops like God Wars 2. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. You can also click on screen now to go to my channel, a random video that YouTube will select for you, and the Road to Golden Reaper playlist. And I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!